them to do their job, we were met with resistance. We asked them to do it. Instead of yes, they say, we can't. That's not our responsibility. Right? That's not how it should be. When we ask for help, we are given the runaround. I'm going to change that. District 7 is you're tired, you're poor, you're huddled masses. District 7 is my home. I love my neighbors. We are a minority district, but it doesn't mean that we should be treated as second-rate citizens. Our roads are the worst. Our crime is the worst. Our residents, we don't feel safe. Let's stop labeling each other. Let's throw aside our differences and let's unite and demand that we are treated as equals with respect. I do not quit. I get the job done. I'm the person that the city is most afraid of because I'm not owned by anybody. Not the labor unions, not the chamber, not the special interests. I will represent the people of our district, and I will make sure that we are treated equally. Thank you.
My name is Van Le, and I'm running to bring back honor and dignity to our community. Because many of former incumbent supporters came to me and said how much shame and dishonor that incumbent brought to our community, and they asked me to run. Besides that, the incumbent has used a dirty political tactic to accuse me as a communist, and I have to stand up with this type of bullying and intimidation, especially as a Vietnamese woman. Please go to today.com and watch the interview with Fact Check to understand more about the incumbent broken promise and flip-flop decision made for my response. I believe that government needs to have a leader with ethic, honorable and patient and transparent, and who will listen to their constitutional voice, build consensus, and find solutions to work collaboratively with all stakeholders. I have been involved in the community for over 30 years, and proud to name a few, like a founder of Wood Festival since 1992, and was Vice President of Vietnam Care, and fought for mentor of victim Daniel Farm shooting incident, and also involved Little Saigon San Jose Foundation, SGP, to fight against a Little Saigon exit freeway. I have more experience as elected official than any other candidates. I am in my 8 years as member of HICNN School District Board Trustee. My accomplishment on the board involved the same district over millions. Believe I have fiscal responsibility. I'm close to achievement gap, and also that championed the resolution to honor the Vietnamese South Republic of Vietnam and fundraiser for homeless students. I'm also pleased that every board member who I serve who has endorsed me for City Council, that this is the evidence of my ability to communicate, to work with everyone together to achieve consensus on the issue, to work collaboratively with parents, teachers, students, type of leadership city councils in 6-7. My goal is fortunate to elect if we are focused in the community together to bring back honor and dignity. And San Jose will be my home now. We focus on communicating and working together to make community a great place to live and work and raise family. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris Lee. I'm a tax auditor and I'm running for City Council District 7. Trong 300 năm lịch sử của thành phố San Jose và 20 năm chế độ Việt Nam Cộng Hòa, 43 năm tị nạn cộng sản tại San Jose, chúng ta chưa bao giờ thấy một vị dân cử mang hai ông cụ 90 tuổi đi ra tòa thì 11 triệu đô la. Hai ông cụ này người già, hộ nghèo, khuyết tật, đi xe lăn, thở bình oxy, nhận trợ cấp của chính phủ và phải lặn lội tới tòa để đương đầu với những cái vụ kiện 11 triệu đô vì bất đồng chính kiến. Không có một cái ông dân cử nào mà đi khủng bố một ủy viên học khu mà quay đến giới trẻ khi người ta tới hội đồng thành phố để phát biểu ý kiến của mình. Cái hành động tồi tệ này của một ông dân cử là cái nhục cho Việt Nam Cộng Hòa chúng ta. Việt Nam Cộng Hòa chúng ta là một chế độ nhân bản, khai phóng, dân chủ, phát triển. Và đó là lý do tại sao Chris tôi sẽ phải ra trong tổ chức nghị viên, là bởi vì quốc gia hưng giàu, thất phu hữu trách, kẻ thất phu phải đứng dậy đáp lời sông núi. Thì tôi là con cháu HO 5 ông nội Chris tôi là trung úy sinh ngữ trường quân đội Việt Nam Cộng Hòa. Ông ngoại Chris tôi là nghĩa phương địa phương quân, trung đội trưởng KT 32 Con Tum. Gia đình tôi là lính đã tị nạn cộng sản và tranh đấu cho tự do dân chủ. Chris là ứng cử viên duy nhất hỗ trợ hai người già, hai ông cụ 90 tuổi ra tòa để bảo vệ chính nghĩa của mình. Và tôi sẽ cố gắng dùng những cái khả năng của tôi, những cái sức lực của tôi, những gì tôi đã học được và đã lớn lên ở cái xứ này để cho phục vụ cộng đồng. Chúng ta không thể xây dựng cộng đồng và giải phóng quê hương nếu mà chúng ta mất đi chính nghĩa quốc gia. Những người dân cử, những lãnh đạo của Việt Nam Cộng Hòa phải chứng minh cho cộng đồng, chứng minh cho thế giới và chứng minh cho cả nước Việt Nam cái bản lãnh của một người lãnh đạo. Nghị viên Nguyễn Tâm đã thất bại, nghị viên Nguyễn Tâm đã là bất xứng. Tôi sẽ là tranh cử để được xứng đáng là một người dân cử cho cộng đồng Việt Nam.
So thank you very much for the introduction to everyone. And I do want to remind Chris that we do have a number of individuals here, including myself, who don't speak Vietnamese. So luckily for a lot of folks who do speak Vietnamese, we do have translation devices. I would ask the candidates if they could, if they do speak in Vietnamese, that they spend half of their time also speaking in English so the rest of us can understand. Because it's hard to moderate with something I don't understand. Anyway, so back to my first question, which is regarding immigrants here in District 7. I think we can all agree that immigrants are a large part of our community here, whether it's tracing your roots back to being a refugee as a Vietnamese or Vietnamese citizen, or coming here as as a farm worker, or along several different lines. We see the recent deportation and detention of Vietnamese residents has caused a fervor in our national policies regarding what it means to be a tax status here in the United States. And while this is not new, we would like to ask more questions regarding what our local government is doing with regards to these undocumented residents. Specifically, the question I asked the panelists in general: what is your assessment of the city's engagement with bilingual and immigrant communities? And furthermore, is there anything that you would change or improve in order to engage more immigrant communities? I believe we lost the mic.
So Thomas starts next.
I'm sorry. Let me go ahead.
So I believe that DACA has been, advertised as a Latino issue, but it's not a Latino issue. There are 14% of Asian Americans that are undocumented here in America. So, it's an issue that permeates throughout our community, and I believe that the city of San Jose has, maintained a stance that we are a sanctuary city. However, I don't think we've done enough in terms of following through on that statement. For example, Oakland, the Oakland mayor had the opportunity to warn us of advanced ICE raids coming into Oakland, but we had the opportunity to do the same thing in San Jose that we didn't do. So I think that's something, the ball was dropped there. If we say we're a sanctuary city, then we need to act like we're a sanctuary city. In terms of engaging the community, I think having a center like this cultural community center is very important. We need open spaces for our culture to be engaged. However, this wasn't the community center that was promised to the Vietnamese community. It was Kelly Park over near Roberts Avenue. It's supposed to be 3 times bigger than this. We are the largest Vietnamese population outside of Vietnam. And so our community deserves to have a community center that's equivalent to the size of our population. So I think there are steps in the right direction. City Hall's reviewed the plans for Kelly Park, but I think we need to put the pressure on there. There needs to be a strong city council person that really promotes this $46 million development in Kelly Park.
For over 5 years, I've been advocating for immigrants. I've been fighting and pushing the government, protesting. We created an alliance trying to push for President Obama to stop deportations. A lot of people have been deported, and ICE is not here for our safety. ICE is here to fill the quota number. So they can deport everybody they can. It doesn't matter if they are criminals or not. So what we've been pushing the city is to make sure the ICE and police, they don't cooperate. So that to allow ICE to go with a judge warrant If there's a criminal, yes, if you have a judge warrant, the group that is going behind the criminal, they can do the work and they can deport that criminal. But going, conducting raids to random people, to violate, to working class people, that's not the way we should be doing this. We need to protect immigrants because this is, we are all immigrants here. I am an immigrant, everybody's immigrant, so, and if this is, that's why we are strong, and I'm the one who's embracing immigration in my law. I say strange to immigrants because that's what it makes us great, all the immigrants here. And what I will do is allocate more funding to defend immigrants when they are detained further. Thank you.
Hi, so what can the city do, or what's our assessment? I think, first of all, I wanted to talk about public safety and our immigrant communities. We are stronger when we trust each other, when we report crimes, when we answer the door, when the police calls to do an investigation. And immigration raids don't create the kind of environment that support that public safety. We are not stronger when we have closed doors in our communities and people are too afraid to call the police. So definitely I disagree with the raids. I support notification in the community of the raids as they're coming. I also wanted to talk a little bit about what the city can do. I think the city needs to become more diverse. And public safety is another great example of that, where we need a diverse police population, we need a diverse fire population. I used to work with Red Cross. I've gone out on fire calls as a Red Cross worker and witnessed firefighters speaking Spanish, speaking in other languages that are there to work with people in the most difficult time of their lives. We need more people at the city to do that. We also need to ingrain more bilingual and bicultural outreach within the city departments, such as small business permits.
So I believe that if you're a good person and you're contributing to our society, you should be here. You should be an American. That is the dream. You know, if you've gone and committed a violent felony, I'm sorry, you wrote your own, deportation ticket. That's my stance. I believe that our city does a terrible job engaging our immigrant community, as noticed with Policy 630. I also believe that our residents are afraid to call the police because they're afraid of being deported or afraid of retaliation, depending on their cultural backgrounds. San Jose, contrary to what was said, is not a sanctuary city. Ask the San Jose Police Department, ask the city manager's office. We are not. San Jose Police Department doesn't have the resources to respond to the crimes that we have right now, so why should we allocate officers to help ICE with their raids? I don't believe in that. I believe that ICE has their own budget, they have their own agents, they should take out their, do their own enforcement. That's not the job of our San Jose Police Department. Now, Mayor Schaffler mentioned. I believe that the job of Mayor Schaffler, San Jose City Council member, is not to impede or enhance a federal immigration operation. That's their responsibility. And I believe that what she did increased the chance of violent retaliation, putting the immigrant community at risk, putting our community at risk, and putting law enforcement at risk. Thank you.
I support the City of San Jose declaring itself to be a sanctuary city. I support Oakland Mayor Libby Shah's action about sharing information about upcoming ICE raid. I would do the same thing if I had similar information. But I also support our Chief of Police, Eddie Garcia, who has stated this department will not cooperate with ICE. We are a nation of immigrants. And I came to this country in 1975 as a refugee, and I believe we must support our immigrant populations. There must be a path of citizenship, and we must support policy that keep families together. And I think the current administration is doing with DACA program is unconscionable, and we must support the effort to solve the problem. But I believe that the immigration issue is very nationwide, but this will affect a lot of immigrants in city of San Jose as well as in the county. So we need to have a good program to support. But we will condemn all of those immigrants that have those problems Just like if they were involved in the crime, then we're going to have to have those positions that really acted to keep all of those crime residents to stay away for the public safety. Thank you.
E pluribus unum. How many we are one? District 7 has a variety of immigrants from other countries, Vietnamese, Latino, Filipinos, and many others people who call this place home. Now during the flood, the San Jose flood, we have seen the council members screaming, the Vietnamese community is being ignored. We want to hold my own press conference. And I just said, holy cow, what about the Latino community? Aren't they suffered the flood too? And we have seen the delegation from Korea wanted to be a sister city, and the council was all mad. I want to make a motion to cancel all the sister city. And I said, holy cow, what about 60 years sister city with Okinawa, Japan? 40 years of Veracruz and Guadalajara, you're going to can it off. If I were Mexican, I'd be filled with rage. Now, I visited numerous Latino organizations. And I heard the Latino community need more representation in District 7, so that's why we're going to run to get the Latino council members. Say, holy cow, you got 5 Latino council members, you're going to need another 6 ones. So the issue about District 7 is not about Vietnamese, it's not about Latinos or any other race. It's about having a leader who thinks in a way that represents everyone. That is the most important thing. You don't get into faction, you have to think like an American. Like I said, how many we are one. And I have a mindset that will represent all people, all races. Thank you very much.
Very briefly, I called that conference because District 7 was ignored. We flooded in Rock Creek, the government was District 3. So I rectified the record. I asked for more sister city. They blame on no cost because of the shortage of money. I said, so why we just focus on few city? Why we didn't revisit the whole issue? Anyway, on immigration, I think the city of San Jose did a very good job of reaching out, being balanced, most provided safety, but also do not waste our scarce resource on immigration, on ICE rate. Therefore, 2 weeks ago, I held a town hall meeting at Maria Gorete Church where the assistant chief police came and made clear, very clear. We assist, we help every which way we can, but we do not spend one single dime on the police, on the ICE rate. We stay out of it. That's federal jurisdiction. They have their own law to uphold, and that's their job. We focus on our safety. As a San Jose, I voted twice, and this should multiply the funding for the Office of Immigration Affairs. I support and work with Simon, Law Foundation, Asian Law Alliance, and every people to help out. In fact, recently we learned this current administration captured 3,000 Vietnamese immigrants who were before 1995. That's against the law. Therefore, I support the former ambassador's decision to resign OCS on that basis of cracking down. Therefore, we will do more to help immigrants.